Hello, hello, hello. This is Ashish. Now you are watching Ashish's adventure in the Matrix. So today, the date. Let me tell you. The date is 13th of November. This is another speaking skill practice. Not just speaking skill practice. Practicing. It is a meditation of speaking and analyzing what you're speaking. What I should do and retrospectively analyzing what should I do which would help me understand things better, plan things better. So yeah, I'm working on it. This is the stuff. Okay. Just topics, just natural flow of thoughts. I'm not talking to anyone, I'm just talking to the camera, just there. I'm not seeing anything, I'm not analyzing anything. But I need to talk about something that makes sense, right? So let's open some web page and analyze why to do what. System design. What should I speak of? The controversy of Devagirti and whether we should crucify him or not, just for being honest about some of the things. There could be different point of view. First, the problem or the issue, the controversy, the reason for controversy. There is a older clip which is taken, which is an excerpt of Devagirti sir's talk, uh, his private talks with private discourse with his students in 2019. So there was some excerpt which started getting trend, getting getting in trends in Twitter and Facebook and in the WhatsApp groups also, which in a sense demean Lord Ram. Uh, from the Hindu mythological minds, from a Hinduistic mindset or Hindutva mindset, Lord Ram is considered to be a uh, very character-oriented, perfect king, a perfect human being, which can anyone be. His character, his life choices, his decisions are considered to be. It is considered to be a very. It holds a very prestigious place in the head of most of Hindu followers. So what Devagirti did, he was in that particular specific clip, he was suggesting, he was he's quoting some of the part or excerpt from Mahabharata or Ramayana, and he's suggesting that his students how to write about some specific answer. So the answer to be written was regarding the answer that he was suggesting to the question for which he's providing his discourse cater to the misogynistic point of view provided in the by the authors by different authors in different epic writing. So when you write VPSC, you and if you have a Hindi optional, since it is a very high IQ exam, you can say it is a high intelligence exam. You might be asked complex questions. So the question was that there if you analyze a lot of scholarly works of scholarly or literary works of uh, epic writers like Valmiki, Vedvyas, other and Tulsidas, Surdas and others, because of the environment of the particular society, the norms of the particular society, the author might have written some of the things, some have written some of the characters in such a way which might seems a little bit misogynist or caste biased in a sense. So it's a point of view which reflects which reflects the society, which was on the past society based on the epics and analyze what are the things present at the time and how it affected the written experience of the author. So it was the case, and what happened with the Bhagavad quoted that Lord Ram said very bad thing about Mata Sita to Mata Sita in one of the texts in Mahabharata. It was mentioned, and it got very high uproar in the Hindu community that it is not correct. Why is he saying like this? He is demeaning, just like most of the UPSC leftist mindset. He is demeaning and he is adding the caste and misogyny binary into the Hinduistic tradition, which many consider is a force with this misogynistic and this understanding of Hindu epic from a non no, from a leftist lens that there was a society oppression and oppressive previously in the older time based on the epic is a very distorted view of seeing Hinduistic holistic Hinduism. So he was suggesting like that he was trying his best to. So yeah, so that's why the uproar was caused. He got into it. He got tangled into that uproar, and uh, after a while, he also clarified after getting a lot of slang on Twitter and Facebook. He went to one of the big digital publication London Talk and he spoke out about his understanding and why he said what and whether a lot of things are misquoted or not. If we analyze from his point of view, he was correct that if in UPSC, if a question is asked regarding the this literature and then the relationship to represent a relationship between literature and the misogynistic and oppressive point of view present in the literature at those times. He's correct that it might occur, and the student need to quote something. In order to quote that, they need to use these sort of texts, which might be helpful. But the thing is, even though he's correct, in a sense, he is also not providing a complete picture. In a sense, he is demeaning. In a sense, he is praising Tulsidas. He was saying that Tulsidas exclude a lot of bad things which Valmiki has written in his works, and it is a writer's point of view which is written in the works. So depends on the writer how he is writing the story, how he is narrating the story in the book. So in a sense, he is demeaning Valmiki. He is demeaning a lot of parts of his work. He is critiquing a lot of part of his work, and which is not justified because although you have to write it, you have to write. Although it is correct that if you are asked the question, which is a loaded question, that the question setter, this person who has set the question assumes that Valmiki has written a lot of bad things, and you have to explain what are the bad things. Then you have to write in this way. But this uproar on the issue helps us to analyze complex issue, nuanced issues that uh, the UPSC syllabus. What is it testing? Is it testing? Uh, why is it asking these sort of questions? Why there is only one sided which is being targeted? Hinduistic lenses being used to target most of the things. Why is it like that? Why we are glorifying? Uh, why we not? Although we shouldn't glorify, we also should ask and critique the bad words. But there must be a fine line. Both of the argument are in a sense correct. That the context of the particular speech is different. So if it became a trend, after a while it became a norm that what Ram did. Ram also said a lot of bad thing. Ram said that this thing, Ram said that thing. But the context, if you analyze the Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana, you will realize you will realize that why the things were said, what are the context behind it, why it makes a literary sense, and it can only be analyzed by a literature expert, a old Indian literature expert. He can only deduce why this rus is being used and why this rus is being used by that particular author, your wishes. So, we need to, like, in a prose, it is sort of although it is a novel in a sense, it is an epic novella, but it is written in an older time, so you can't just consider that particular thing as it is written, and you need to understand the context of it, and then you can paint the picture. But if we start painting the picture just by that particular text, and we don't understand the context, whole context, it will appear that Lord Ram, although Lord Ram might have a lot of flaws, it might appear Lord Ram has a lot of flaw. He is misogynist. He's against Dalit and lower caste, and like there was a incident of Shambhu's killing, which was also controversial, which he suggested that Shambhu was killed as per the some texts. But there was a context behind it. So what you are saying, you are just putting, you are just cherry picking some text. You are speaking, you are adding your viewpoint on those texts. You are creating a perception out of it, and then just you are just writing it off that this is it. This is the reasoning, and this is why it is. Anti-Dalit and Lord Ram was anti-Dalit. Lord Ram was this. So what we need to do, we need to make sure that we need to find a fine line between criticizing some of the things, properly criticizing a lot of things, because they also hold a religious and a more faith-oriented, um, you can say faith. A lot of people have faith in these things, so they might get hurt. So we need to find a fine line between this thing, and you can criticize if you're teaching. Although if he is writing critique in his book, then it is fine. A lot of people have critiqued a lot of things. Uh, a lot of people have critiqued a lot of ancient epics, but when he's criticizing, he should criticize properly. When he's teaching it to people, how to criticize, how to create your own interpretation of things, he should understand that when he's teaching to students, he should be aware not to dilute, like to add a loaded answer that this is it and how you should approach. We should be more aware of the things so that it doesn't become a norm that Lord Ram was a misogynist. After a while, a lot of people will start thinking Lord Ram was misogynist and he was a bad person, just like me, although he's a misogynist. So yeah, it will prove that he's a misogynist. So yeah, that's why a lot of left speakers, left literature, left writers, left viewpoint writers, those who considered society as an oppressor and oppressed, and those follow the views of Marx and Hegel, Marx, and other scholars. They try to interpret all those older works with the same mindset and write books, and they are currently in either UPSC because they are knowledgeable, and it is a philosophical mindset which is very highly regarded in the philosophical works. Karl Marx is regarded as a very big philosopher, and a lot of later philosophers are inspired by him. Although his economical theory was not practically possible, so it failed, but his philosophy aspect is being used throughout in the university. So a lot of intellectual people follow and understand his way, and they also see from his point of view the life and everything. So they try to draw conclusions, reading books and reading different things, trying to draw, and they try to draw conclusion that as per operation oppress theory, this is the incorrect. This is oppression of this particular class because there is somebody who was in power did this. This is oppression in a sense. Although in reality the things are very nuanced. So, and it creates problem and occurs with the existing population, which follows some thing. So, the best thing is the best thing, and the best way is to be wary of these professors of these books, the discourse which is very prevalent in the intelligence sphere. A lot of universities are left aligned. A lot of people, a lot of uh, people in a very high places are left aligned. So we need to be a lot aware of this thing, and we need to create a non-left discourse, which I think Chesai Deepak and others are trying to create to make sure that proper way of thinking is being used. A better approach is it's a challenging approach to a leftist approach is put on table. Yeah, so that's it. What else? What else? Other than that, but I spoke a lot. I speak. I spoke a lot. I spoke a very good in a very eloquent way. But the thing is, I was still not able to coherently process my thoughts. Speak this, explain. Speak this, explain. Speak this, explain. You get me? Okay. So what else can we talk about? We can talk about food. We can talk about the anxiety. Okay, anxiety. Anxiety, when you think a lot, right? When your mind doesn't have the clarity, you have a lot of thoughts coming in. You have a lot of thoughts. You have given too much space to your mind, and you are letting in a lot of thoughts. When you are listening to something, you are thinking about something else. That is the worst thing that you can do to your mind. That is the most difficult thing. In a sense, you are training your mind to be distracted, to neglect the attention from this, to split the attention from this to this. It is fine that there is a child, you are listening to a lecture, there's a child playing there, and you are mindful of the child also. Although it is also bad, it might be possible, it can be doable, it is a need of the hour. But when you are listening to a lecture, when you are listening to someone speak or something, or you are reading something and you're thinking something else, you are thinking about a movie or something you said to someone, this causes a problem. Your mind is not concentrated enough on the things that you're listening. You might need to record, re-record, you need to record, and you need to re-listen the same stuff which is being said previously. This is a problem. This is a attention problem. And in a sense, if you train your mind to be that way, your mind will start using this way. You start to, you're in a sense, you're creating a pattern in your mind that will start doing this in every position, every time. You are not on your toes. If you are on 30 minutes, you are discussing something with someone, you shouldn't think about anything else. You should be focused on that particular thing. If in 30 minutes you have to do 10 things, for 5 minutes, if you divided your attention span, should you focus on other things. But you shouldn't have a lot of callbacks. If because the brain doesn't work a lot better, because you should have attention provided to one particular aspect. If you're not providing your attention to the aspect, it will start to hamper your performance and a lot of things can suffer. I am an example of that. So anxiety also comes with the same issue. One thing, you're not concentrated enough to process your thoughts in that particular position. Second, you're thinking a lot about others. You're thinking that what others might think. You're not talking to yourself. You're not talking to you. You are not talking to the person. You are talking to others also. You are in a sense, in a way, speaking to audience. You should be mindful of the audience. But if you want to be a good speaker, if you want to be a good person, you should focus on the point. In order to focus on the point, you need to be engaged with the person you are asking or speaking to. If you are speaking in a lecture, if there is a lecture going on and you're a student and you are listening and you want to ask a question, you can just ask a question, hey, this is, how is this thing working? They can answer the back. This is one way of response. It is another way. If you are not in this scenario, this is one way of understanding things. You shouldn't be worried about something. So you should be able to ask the question properly, but you should be asking the question to the teacher, not student. You shouldn't care about student. You should be mindful of the student, but should disregard students. In the same way, if you are speaking in debate, there is a point battle going on. You have spoken one point, somebody else has spoken that point. You both are discussing those points, and after a while, the discussion went ahead and it collapsed something to something else. It went ahead, and you could start losing things if you focus a lot on the people who are sitting there instead of the points being made and replying on those points. So you should be very wary of the attention that you're providing. You should engage a lot in generalizing your thoughts to stay focused on the particular point. You shouldn't diverge to different points. If you do that, then it will be very difficult for you to move ahead. If you are explaining this Guru Plus, you should explain Guru Plus. Guru Plus, it is a gold cream. It is used. It helps you make your skin soft, glow, and it works for more than says that it works for more than 24 hours. But we can assume that it works for 4 to 6 hours. So in a cold climate, when we have problem or dry skin, we can use that as a body lotion on a face, on a body, any part of the skin. We can use that to avoid dry skin. And it is a small pack, 10 rupee pack. So it is very useful in the travel. Yeah. And it has kesar, doodh. It is a body lotion. It is Ayurvedic. It, I think it must have some preservative, but the basic property is Ayurvedic. Yeah. So and it has some extract of vitamin E. It says that it is useful for all skin types. So if even if you are oily or dry, any skin type you can use it. Yeah, this is Boro Plus. Okay, what else? This is a toy which you can use to uh, make sure your uh, toy. I don't know what it is. It is just like a spring. It can help reduce anxiety or stuff. It is just a toy if you want. You can do that. This is a bottle. H2O bottle is a very popular brand right now amongst millennials and new Generation X, and it is from company Cello, which is a very prominent company in the market for plastic products. And it's a very good product. The best part of this bottle is that it can be cleaned very easily because as you can see the hole is very big, so you can clean it very easily. And yeah, and it looks also good. Even the water put inside is also the hole is good, so you can get ample amount of water from it. So it is a new way of designing, and it is also it's a popular product also. I have two. I have orange one and also a blue one. It is good. What else? Yeah. Okay. So this is candle, lemongrass fragrant candle. It is it has wax of lemongrass and vodka. It cost I think 90 rupees for I bought it from mall and it was 90 rupees. It is a good candle. The main property of this candle, it it has a very tight closing cover so that the aroma doesn't move away. And it's an aromatic candle. So when the wax burns, it emits a smell, which is aromatic smell, which can help the environment of the room smell better. So yeah, it's a good skill. Yeah, you can use it if you know if some parts. This is a simple. Where is he? This is a simple eye band. It is useful if suppose you are staying in a place with a lot of sunlight. Uh, you need suppose you are living in a place where your partner or your roommate keeps on the lights just they used to work, or you are living in a very sunlight lit room, so and you stay late a lot, so you have lights, you can block lights. Nice. What else? This is the earphone. This is another object that I can talk about. This is a earphone built by OnePlus. OnePlus Bolt. OnePlus, yeah, it is a OnePlus wireless headphone. It's a collar headphone, so you can headphone, earphone, whatever you want to call it. It's a collar earphone. So, mm, and the battery lasts for 4 hours. You can charge it. It gets charged in 30 minutes. It lasts 4 to 5 hours approximately, and it gets enabled when you put these two magnetic parts against each other. If you put it together, it gets turned off, and you can connect it with your. You can pair it with your mobile phone. Yeah, this is the best thing that I have. This is a watch, a smartwatch by Garmin. It is specifically for those who are into fitness and want to track their heart rate. They're doing some sort of exercise routine, mostly related to endurance exercises like running, cycling, skiing, or something, which needs a heart rate and kilometers tracker. So, if you are doing some exercise or training which require a decent amount of accuracy in the heart rate tracking and the GPS, you can use this watch. It is from government, so it is considered to be one of the best company. And the best thing about this watch is that the timing, the the most of the parameters I have analyzed are very accurate. Sleep tracking is fine, but not very good, but it is fine. Most of the parameters, uh, most of the attributes that it captures are very accurate, specifically heart rate. And the best part about, and it has minimal notification and other little bit of internal Garmin apps that you can use, like map and stuff. Very basic map, 2D map, not a very excited map. Thing 3D graphic map. It just get the stuff done. It cost a lot less, and yeah, the best part is that the battery backup is almost 6 to 7 days. So it lasts if you charge it for 100%, it will last 6 to 8 days. So yeah, it is very good. And the Apple Watch lasts 24 hours, so it is the best thing. And buy. So if you have the similar specific use case, you can use that. This is also one of the favorite things that I have. This is a knife. I don't remember the name of the knife, but it is karabit. Yeah, now I remember this is the karabit knife. It is used in martial arts. You can you can hurt someone and get away. Use. So yeah, this is it. I think I'm almost done. In the end, I just want to say that this is a very good session. I'm trying to clear my thoughts. I'm trying to channelize my energy, the speaking and the thinking on the same topic. Like the so I shouldn't my thoughts shouldn't diverge from the point that I'm making. I should focus on the point and I don't think a lot when I'm doing stuff. Once 30 minutes is done, I should be out of this thing. I shouldn't think a lot about this, how to do that. So this is how to grow. I'm talking about shit, talking about things. This is a showpiece. This is a showpiece flower tree pot or a herb pot is a plastic pot and it looks good. It is used to create an ambience, create a good look, create a good vibe. The dressing table it will help you feel calm. And since it doesn't use real plants, you don't have to take care of the plant. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Bye. 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 We'll meet tomorrow on another session, discussing some of the thoughts, analyzing and clearing our head and mind, and improving ourselves to a better, to a better 30 minutes every day.